Hey everybody, Eddie the Tattooed Realtor here. So I've decided to create a new series or a new playlist, if you will, and I'm calling this playlist Captain's Log. The reason why I decided to create this was because a lot of times I have these random thoughts that I think are of value, and also it'll give me a time to just kind of vent and to go off what the week has gone through for me or been like for me. So I'll be creating these videos once a week, and hopefully at the end of the beginning of the week. And yeah, it's just gonna be kind of like a recap, a vlog. The reason I'm calling Captain's Log as well because, you know, Star Trek and Captain's Log and all that kind of stuff. So I'll start off with this one. So Captain's Log 10222018, you know, 10/22/2018. Eddie the Tattooed Realtor here. So this last week I've actually been on vacation. My wife and I traveled to Orlando. We had some issues with our RV starting out because of the mere fact that we had everything set up, weight distribution, we had the hitch set up, all the lighting, the brake regulator, everything you can imagine. And then I get it onto the street to finalize some different parts of it, and I realized that the turn signals aren't working the way in which they should be working. So we kind of had to scratch that plan, start all over, and we had to rush because you're supposed to leave on Monday and it's Saturday in the afternoon, and so we had to rush, make some plans, and we found an awesome little home community out in Orlando that just worked out perfectly. So, you know, I'm very thankful to God for that. But during that time, you know, I'll be honest, I was a little frustrated at myself for not checking that, not thinking about that in advance. And I had a lot going on, different things, and we went on vacation. It was great. You know, my wife and I were to spend some great time together, as well as we spent time with my sister and brother-in-law and the kids and everything. And I got to fish pretty much every single day and take the kayak out, which was really cool. I enjoy that kind of stuff. And, you know, it was really great to take a break. I have to admit, it's a problem for me because a lot of times I'm like what I call a serial entrepreneur, meaning I really can't turn my mind off. It's really difficult for me to slow down and to take it easy because I always think to myself that there could be a profit producing exercise every single time or every single minute of the day. I stay busy pretty much all the time, and I ask myself sometimes, am I just busy for busy's sake, or am I actually doing something with it? So now what I do is when I find myself kind of getting in this like this mojo of just kind of just pushing along, I take a second, reanalyze, reassess, and make sure that I'm using my time wisely. So during this vacation, I was able to, you know, find times to relax and to just kind of take a load off. I did read quite a bit, and you know, I did work on some various things, real estate stuff, as well as a couple of the other companies that I run, and it was a great time. And you know, I get back, and when I got back yesterday, which was Sunday. You know, I started getting stressed out. And I started getting anxious, and I started getting overwhelmed. And I think the reason was because of the mere fact that I felt like I had missed an entire week of working, if you will, and so I had to make up for lost time. And, you know, I took a moment at the beginning of the day, and I read my Bible, and I prayed, and I just kind of took some quiet time in the shower, actually, and just sat there and let the water follow me and just kind of reassessed. And a lot of times I just ask God for guidance and to direct my path in whatever way He wants me to go. And, you know, actually today's been pretty good. You know, my anxiety was like spiking in the morning, like I told you. I definitely live with severe anxiety from time to time, and stress and all that kind of stuff. And I have tools to overcome that now, and different, you know, prayer and meditation and different, you know, exercise and things of that nature. And, you know, it's a lot better. And during that week, I had a great time to really think about some other things. Some other things that have been going through my mind is, you know, I'm 33 years old. I want to make sure that I have everything that I possibly can in place now while I'm younger, so that I don't have to work as hard unless I want to when I'm older. A lot of times I see that people around my age, you know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it because of the mere fact that what I see them doing is not necessarily how I would live my life. Now, the thing is, I have to definitely take a step back and not judge or not think that, oh, my life is so much better than other people's. And it's not, you know. I definitely had to take a step back. So when I was on vacation, I was also reading a lot about stocks and trading and mutual funds and ETFs and all this kind of stuff. because I believe that you should be well diversified. And so it was really fascinating. I recommend that you are well diversified, be it, you know, cash or real estate or investing, preparing for your future. I don't want to call it retirement. I don't really ever plan to retirement, but I guess if you want to call it like preparing for that age, you know, we started thinking and talking about it as well. And also on the trip, you know, my wife and I, Danny, we started talking about this idea of potentially moving to another area, buying a second home out there, and living out there part-time of the year and living down here part-time of the year. Whether or not that comes to fruition, you know, is something that we were talking about. We're thinking about it because of the mere fact that, you know, my nieces and nephews are on the other coast of Florida, and it'd be cool to kind of be around them. So, you know, maybe in the future that'll happen. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but just something that we'd begin to talk about. Once again, I'm using these captain's logs kind of just to go through my thoughts throughout the week. I don't know if you're going to find this of any value, but, you know, I just like people to think that, you know, they're not going through it alone. So during the week, I also had the opportunity to just kind of like chillax and to let my mind wander. And, you know, this tiny home community was really, really cool. This tiny home community I don't even know how many properties it had on it, but it was really remarkable. It was right on the water. And, you know, you met some really interesting people. And that brings me to my other thought. You know, in our society as a whole, we become extremely introverted. We have this issue, or maybe it's like an epidemic, where we don't want to communicate with other people. We have lost the art of communication. And yeah, we'll communicate virtually, but in real life, it's extremely difficult. So I had the opportunity to meet some pretty cool people at the RV resort, or the tiny home community, if you will. And that was really interesting. And it was really worth its while because these people probably are about, I don't know, at least 10, 15, 20 years older than I am. And they had a lot of wealth and very interesting stories to share. And I just encourage you to take a moment to greet and to meet those around you and those, you know, in your circle of influence. Maybe your neighbors, or the people you go to school with, or the people you work with or go to church with, or maybe extended family. So anyways, those are the thoughts that I had for the past week. Once again, I'll try to make these videos every single week. I think it's good to kind of put my thoughts out there for the universe just to kind of absorb. Venting can be definitely a good thing. So yeah, I hope you find this information useful. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And of course, subscribe, like, and comment. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.